There we go. Ah, you're here now, Mr. Garrideb. Oh God, stirring the tea with the pipe. Right, bally business it is for me, you know, getting out and about. When you're at the Old Bailey were you at the Old Bailey by any chance? Naturally. Fate of my lodgings hangs in the balance and all that. Not a trial to miss. The fate of what's already been dubbed as your haunted lodgings, yes. Of course, the place has caused quite a stir around the capital on more than one occasion already. As the old haunted lodgings or some such. Ah, well, at least he knows. Makes you wonder what the blazes is going on, don't you know? Oh gosh, Sholmes is with us. Yes, I'm sure it does. In fact, thinking back to Mr. Natsume's other trial just 2 days ago, you were at the Old Bailey as well, weren't you? Testifying with your wife about what happened? Stopped off at the prison on the way home, in fact. Beastly business. Let's see. Are we talking about your wife still? Yeah. So, what brings you to my haunted abode today, eh? Well, see, the thing is as well, he did tell us that he knows when people are turning their gas on and off because of the lights flickering, because it interrupts the gas flow to other rooms. So when Shamspear is literally turning everything on, like click, 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 he's then causing a shortage of gas in the house on such a large scale that I bet it's snuffing out Natsume's pilot light. Hey, Outside of Life, I see you use them as well. Love the DLC outfits for Ryu and Susato. Herlock's is, yeah, I don't deal with that one either. If the second game went to Japan, then I would use his outfit there because it seems like something that he would do, but nah. Welcome to the channel as well, Outside of Life. Hey, Dapus! Hello! Is this guy missing an arm? No, he's got like a walking cane, so he's leaning on that. So this other arm on this side is his left hand. He's leaning down on a cane. How are you, Dapus? Nice to see you. Alright, so let's chat to him about his lodgings. You're currently 1 case ahead of me. Nice. These are such good games, I love them. Have you played the other HD trilogy as well, the original Ace Attorney games, Outside of Life? And what do you think about them if you have? Because we played those a long while back, and oh, they were so good. So I had to play these when they came out. I've been going through them slowly because I'm reading everything. I've had a flu recently, so my throat isn't very good right now, and it wasn't in the build-up to me catching flu, so I've had to put the game on the shelf for a while. You put this game on hold for a month or two due to a huge backlog. Yeah, these games are surprisingly long. They take longer to get through than you realize. You think they're going to be done in like 8 hours a piece, but no. They're big games. They're worth the money. Definitely. You're good. Excellent, Dapus. Glad to hear it. Some fishy fellow from the Far East, a failed actor, a cheap, questionable character, eh? Yeah, the series is great. You've played the original trilogy, the Apollo Justice, Dual Destinies, Spirit of Justice, Miles Investigations 1 and 2, and the Professor Layton vs. Phoenix Wright game, right? Nice. I haven't gotten to any of the others. I've never really gotten around to grabbing them. I can get them on the tablet. They're on Android Store, you know, so I could probably get them on the tablet and play them there, and I've been meaning to do so, but it's finding the time, you know. When I'm not streaming, I don't have as much time right now for games because I've recently moved house as well, so yeah. I was already at case 4 of this game on the Japanese fan translation. Oh, right, okay, cool. Never expected a real English port. Yeah, I'm glad they've done it, and I honestly, you know, I just loved the first Ace Attorney games when I played them because I'd never gotten around to playing them. I was going to play them when I had a DS when I was much younger, never got around to buying them, and they just flew past me. And then when I saw they put the HD trilogy on PC, I was like, right, let's do this, and streamed all of them. Fantastic games. Might sound weird, but it actually made me cry. The game has some personally deep ties to you. Oh, really? Oh, that's fantastic. I hope it made you cry in a good way, as in, like, it just touched a nice sentimental moment for you. But yeah, I had some actual good emotions playing these games. Like the first trilogy, there were moments in there where I was literally just like, oh my god, you know, and really got deeply invested in what was going on, you know, so yeah, really good games. The storytelling is just top notch. Yes, the house does seem to have become something of a magnet for the rum fellows of late. Thanks to that bally curse. The convict's curse, you mean? Ah, heard the stories, have you? Rotten scoundrel was arrested here, and the next chap in the room goes and keels over. Then there was that woman who dropped dead outside on the street. She's not dead. Not to mention an actor yesterday. He's not dead either. Am I next, eh? Well, can't help but get the collywobbles, can you? I love this guy. Collywobbles. Oh, I'm going to remember that one. Man. So when I move to Canada eventually, I've got to start using some super old Englishisms whenever I'm talking to people, just to lean into the Britishness, you know? Oh, I got the collywobbles from that one. You know? Just watch people go, what the fuck? Meanwhile, shy behind me, my wife will be like, oh no. Never really lived at home and went through a lot of abuse due to being a minor. My parents managed to switch the blame onto me. An aggressive and unhandleable problem teen. Got to juvie for 4 years on false claims. Oh no. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. So yeah, I can see how that would then give you some, like, something relatable in these games, you know, like how things went. I guess it's like how Phoenix nearly got railroaded into a murder charge with that whole poisoning business and stuff in the third game when it did the flashback, and how people's lives went in different directions. I'm so sorry you went through so much back then, you know, but I hope life's treating you a lot better now than it did back then, you know. I mean, I've got different problems in my past, but I do know what it's like to carry baggage like that, and yeah, you know, hope things are treating you a lot better. Yeah, okay, it's okay, Dave, because I think we know you were laughing at me. I get laughed at a lot, it's fine. And you were stuck, got nothing and no one after 3 months, was allowed your 3DS in the room since they overheard parents threatening me over the phone, being stuck, discovered the series, being stuck with no one else, and suicidal thoughts. These stories gave you a reason to come back and keep playing. Oh, that's fantastic. I'm so glad to hear that. I really am. I mean, not the bad stuff, the fact that it got you back and gave you something to hang on to. That's fantastic. And you know what? Good on you. You know, I'm glad to see that you were able to grab onto something, a lifeline, and, you know, pull yourself back above water. And hopefully you stay there, you know? Absolutely. So, you know, here's to you. It's only water, but, you know, the gesture. So when you say the woman who dropped dead outside on the street, you mean Miss Green? Because Miss Green was stabbed in, by a knife and Shamspeare was poisoned last night. They're both very much alive still. Yes, well, so is that blasted convict's curse, it seems. Personally, I should be quite content with such lodgings. A bath, a toilet, a fireplace, a fascinating history. Why, it sounds like the lap of luxury. Not sure about that. Well, there's no bath or toilet included, no fireplace either. But you do look out for your tenants, don't you? By watching the rise and fall of the flames in your gas lamp up there. Yep, never hurts to keep an eye on things. In case there are any mishaps or such like. Yeah, because that's the reason he keeps looking at the lamps. It was like, just to make sure they're alive. Nobody's dead. Finally see the game in full English after it was revealed while being in that situation actually made you cry. Aww. Because in some way it made me feel glad to have stayed alive. Excellent. Sorry for have dumped all this. No, that's fine. Hey, this channel is for people to, you know, try to get things like that out. I always say to people, if they come here and if they've got a problem and they really need to talk about it, do so. Because I know what it's like to hold shit in, and I know how bad that can feel. So, you know, please do feel free to talk anytime. Anybody, feel free to talk. Perfectly fine. And thank you for that new follow as well. Welcome to the channel. I'm glad you found us. Hopefully you can come here every now and then and, you know, find something to laugh at. Usually when I'm being really bad at video games. So come back when I'm playing Skyrim, which is my other game on the channel right now. I've got how many deaths in there? Like over 60 deaths, is it? Am I up to 60 deaths? I am. I'm over 60 deaths in Skyrim now. So, yeah. In other words, it's funny to watch me die a lot. So yeah, feel free to come in, chat anytime you want. And the same goes for anybody. So you know how emulation works, right? Yep. Where you have like an emulator program on the PC and it runs other ROMs and stuff from different formats. And as long as you own the games, you can emulate the ROM files. Yeah, legally speaking, you can do that. I remember hearing, though, that depending on the system, it may not be legal to emulate the actual operating system if you don't own the physical device. I remember that being, I don't know how true that was, but I looked into a PS1 emulation to play a game that I liked years ago, and I can't get the emulator to work anymore. I don't know if it's supported anymore. But yeah, if you own the physical hardware, as far as I'm aware, legally speaking, at least in my country, you're allowed to emulate the version of the operating system that hardware has installed. See, it's a bit of a minefield. And again, I don't know how true that is. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know. But as far as the games go, it's the same thing. If you own the game physically, you can emulate it as well. Do you have a 3DS? I used to do. In fact, well, I still do. I don't use it anymore, though. It's sat in a box. So I don't buy any games for it anymore, and I don't use it anymore. Which, I mean, I probably should do, because it was a good little handheld. But handheld gaming for me hasn't been a thing since I was a kid. You know, and I could never really get into it, because I'm always in the home. I'm always around my PC, and I just think, well, okay, you know. So, but I do have a 3DS. It's a fairly old one now, though. I've got the XL version, and I got the big handheld dock that you put it in with the thumbsticks on it and everything, which was pretty good. If it seems helpful, you have the 3DS files for the other Ace Attorney games. Oh, right, fantastic. Well, that's fine. I mean, I'm probably going to get them for myself on on my tablet. But thank you for the offer. But I have had trouble with emulators in the past. Like, eventually I just give up on stuff like that and say, it's too much hassle. You know, they get really hard to run sometimes. Or at least I haven't been able to make one run on a PC in a long time. So people say you're supposed to be able to just install it and it works, and they never have for me. So I'm probably doing something wrong. I think you've had your mishaps already, sir. That's not helpful, Mr. Sholmes. Oh, heaven forgive me. The words just came to my lips. Right, so about your lodgers. I'm going to show him the picture, though, and see if he can identify the dude. Because I'm pretty sure we know who he might be. Some fishy fellow from the Far East and a failed actor of cheap, questionable character. Oh, there's no need for that, Mr. Garrideb. That's right, Mr. Natsume is in no way fishy. He is undeniably peculiar, however. Well, yeah, he's twitchy. Twitchy, I would say. He's skittish. I don't know if any Miles Edgeworth 2 is on Android or iOS due to it being a Japan exclusive for 10 years now. Yes, I think that's one I haven't seen. I've heard of it, but I don't remember seeing it on the list. But I think all the other ones are on there. You know, like the one with the younger Ace Attorney kid as well, the Justice one, or whatever it's called. I have seen a whole bunch of them on there, and the original trilogies as well. But yeah, I don't think that the Edgeworth ones are, which is a shame because I've heard they're good. Is it right that he took the vacancy immediately after the previous tenant passed away? Yep, that's right. I asked the estate agent to find someone and he popped up the very same day. Never came across a chap so keen for a place with a background, as it were. I don't think it was the room's background he was keen on so much as the cheap rent, actually. So how long has Mr. Shamspeare been lodging under your roof? Well, that failed actor chap? Let me see. Oh, of course. Yes, it's been 3 months now. Quite sure of it. Only 3 months? He's new here too, then. And to what do we owe your certainty in that regard, Mr. Garrideb, if I might ask? Other than the fact that he's the landlord and he should know. Apollo Justice, that's it, yes. And Spirit of Justice, that's the other one. Those were the ones I thought. There's a Justice and there's a name of a kid. The young one. I've forgotten his name. Don't know about the crossover. I don't think that one's on Android either, actually. The Professor Layton. I don't think any of the Professor Layton games were last time I looked, but I haven't looked for years. They might be now. They might be rolling them out. I think Capcom have been trying to do a lot of like ports and stuff for that stuff. But yeah, if I can ever get my hands on the Edgeworth ones, I certainly will. Because he was such a good character. You've played some of the Layton games. Yeah, I've played the first one, most of it, but I never finished it, and I didn't go back to it. So I got stuck on one of the last few puzzles. I was very near the end, and I got stuck on one, and I was like, I'll come back to this later. Didn't do. Just got sidetracked. I think I was at college at the time as well, though. I was doing a degree, you know, in psychology and sociology, so I've got my excuse. Sorry for all the attorney talk. Oh, no problem. Hey, we're playing the games. It's topical. Loved the crossover with Phoenix. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people rave about it. I can see them working well as well. Like I mean, you know, Layton, he was like a Sherlock Holmes type character, right? That was his thing. And so pair that with a lawyer, and you've got a good pairing, I think. Some of the cases really dragged it out. Yeah. I mean, they're doing these as well. Some of these cases drag on. They really do, and it's like they take the long way around to picking something obvious out sometimes. Well, it was that Selden scoundrel, as it happens. Selden, the convict, you mean? Oh, so Selden did have Shamspeare's old room, I wondered. So, do Selden and Shamspeare have a connection then? I wonder. Yeah, I didn't think about that. That convict chap Selden passed away in the clink 3 months ago now, you see. Some malady or other. Yeah, we've seen the report from the newspaper at the time. Well, it was only 3 days later that the tragedian showed his face, that actor fellow. Really? 3 days later? Yes, I remember it quite distinctly. 'Tis small, this world we inhabit. Prayeth thee, landlord, hear my request. I, the humble Shamspeare, do desire to take thy room on the middle floor offered erewhile for rent. Terribly sorry and whatnot, but that won't be possible. Already have a lodger in the middle floor, ground floor room's vacant though. Nothing can be made out of nothing. Let me repeat mine will unto thee. Those curls must be muffling your ears. The room on the middle floor's taken. It's the ground floor or nothing. Very well. We have an accord. Glad to hear it. Welcome to Briar Road. Lo, a Shamspeare dance to celebrate. Ha ha! God, I hate this guy so much. Oh my god. Bit of a sad thing, Apollo Justice is the last game written by Shu Takumi, the creator of the main series. Really? Oh wow! So it ends on the questionable stuff that was meant to be built up for other games, and then he started working on the Layton crossover and took around 7 years. Ooh. So the main series was given the B team, and a lot of built-up elements were just retconned in Dual Destinies. Oh, that's too bad, yeah. Like, when a person has a vision like that, it should be nice if they can see it through, but then when they move around so much and become, like, things become something else, it's just like, oh, dude. What could have been, you know? He never got the series back, not even with the Spirit of Justice, and then made this game. Great Ace Attorney 1 and 2, in my opinion, is better than the main series at this point. His writing is amazing. Yeah, I love the writing in this is so good. But not having played the others, I can't really weigh them all together, but in the previous Ace Attorney games and this one, there is very good. You know, like the twists and turns are fantastic, and you can see some of it coming, but you don't know the human story. Like the whole thing with Mr. Graydon at the end of the first Grace 8 Attorney Chronicles, I was building up in my mind to him being some kind of criminal mastermind or attempted criminal mastermind, only to find out they had a very tragic personal history with what was going on. And it's like, oh, that's too bad. You know, like, damn, this guy, his dad was killed by Magnus McGilden and he was just trying to do the right thing in the end, but he did bad things to make it happen. Oh. Gonna go take a walk with the hubs. Grind is getting to you a bit. No problem, Freya. Hopefully you'll get those collectible items in Final Fantasy eventually. But yes, do enjoy your walk. Go get yourself some food, maybe. That would be good. See you later, Freya. What I heard in court today sounds like the chap was thieving gas. And he was 3 months in arrears with the rent, too. Yeah, the fella was a bally player, all right. So wait, he hasn't paid you any rent since he moved in 3 months ago. Wow. Oh, thank you for your candor, Mr. Garrideb. We're most grateful. By way of appreciation, allow me to say 1 or 2 words. Give me my robe. Put on my crown. I have immortal longings on me. What the hell? What happened to you? Shakespeare, my dear fellow. One of his most famous lines. I wish to divulge my own learnings of the subject, for I have a turn for literature too, you know. Perhaps you could turn your attention to more apt lines, then. Right, let's show him the picture now. Who beeth this? Mr. Garrideb, could I ask you to look at this photograph? Every time I do, it makes me laugh. Is that your son who's with you there? Oh, no, not at all. He was the lodger here before. Oh, Duncan Ross was his name. Ross. Okay, so his name isn't Green. Color me surprised. Duncan Ross. A street photographer happened to be passing. But like the Google Street View car just drove past. Yeah. Another thing, Natsume hated him in the first game. He actually seems likable and more acceptably written in this case. I kind of liked him actually in the first one. But it's good to see more of the character being built in this game, because he's been in 2 cases now. So yeah, the whole thing with God, I've forgotten her name. Oh, Giselle Brett. Yeah, the whole thing with Giselle Brett's murder in Japan and then here. We've had some genuinely funny moments reading that guy's lines out. There should be a clip actually called Squeeze It Out, which was made from one of the previous streams where he does his like, you know, thing that he does. And I kind of get into the characters when I read their lines. So yeah, he's a funny guy. Bit weird, but funny. So yeah, street photographer happened to be passing. I asked him to take a shot just for kicks, really. Was he by any chance the lodger before Mr. Natsume? Yes, that's right. Ah, the young gentleman who died in the room in mysterious circumstances. Gas poisoning. Just what Mr. Moustache was waiting for, one might say. Yes, young Duncan lived in the room on the top of the first flight of stairs before the Japanese chap. Would you mind telling us a little more about him? Yes, Duncan Ross, a young chap attending art school. Had to work to pay for it, mind. Moved into the middle floor room about a year ago after the criminal Selden was arrested. Young students are always on the hunt for rooms with a history behind them. A history of cheap rent, maybe, yes. Yes, well, anyway, it was one morning about a month ago now. Hadn't quite worked out the old trick of watching the gas lamps to see the lodgers are up to at the time. So sadly, I was rather tardy to discover what had happened. Smell of gas that alerted me it was. Oh dear. Ah yes, synonymous with the smell of death. Called the police straight away, of course, and the officer kicked the door off the hinges. But once we got inside, we all barely collapsed. Because of the gas? Yes, room was full of it. No air at all. Stove must have gone out while the poor chap was sleeping in his bed. So Mr. Ross suffocated to death. Of course, the police gave me a sound ticking off because the gas pipes were so old and all that. Can't tell you how much it set me back to have the lot replaced all over the house. Oh, so he had the gas pipes replaced. Interesting. I have to say, somewhat pity the Japanese audience of this game. Yes, they got the games earlier, but keep in mind the cliffhangers from the first games only followed up 2 years later. Oh, really? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they had to wait a while to find out what happens next, yeah. And we're getting it all at once in a bundle, which is kind of nice, but yeah, having to wait for what's next really does suck with some games. So he's replaced all the pipes, so that shouldn't be a problem now for Natsume. But even after you had all the work done, Mr. Natsume says the same thing. The stove goes out at night while he's sleeping in bed. Well, that's the bally curse, the convict's curse. I've done my duty as a landlord now. Someone's feeling defensive. You know, give it another 150 years and somebody could really sue you for this. Ah, that reminds me, actually. Yes. About young Duncan, the night before the poor chap's perished. He'd been writing a letter of affection to a young lady. Oh, so maybe it is Olive Green's special someone. A love letter, you mean? Yes, where did I put it now? He kept it? Here it is. Left it on my desk. If you'll excuse me, let me see now. What does it say? To my most beautiful and charming sweetheart. Oh. Do you think we should be reading such a personal piece of correspondence? My dear Miss Susato, this is precisely why I prefaced my reading with "if you'll excuse me." I was being polite about my intrusion into someone's privacy, I'll have you know. It will not excuse you, Mr. Sholmes, no. Sadly, he didn't address it, though. So I've no means of delivering the thing. Rather sad, really. I see. That's got to play on my mind. Susato's still better than Maya. I'll die on that hill. To be honest, I might agree with you a little bit with Susato. She is useful. Then again, Maya was kind of useful by being not useful, if that makes sense. I don't know how to explain it better. She was useful because she would do the things that, like, don't lead us down the right path. Therefore, we know that's not what we need. And we go this way, not that way. Then, of course, you know, having Mia show up. She was useful then as well. You know, it's like, okay, Maya, if you could maybe grow some bigger boobs for me and be your sister for a while, then good. We can get some shit done. And then you can just wait around to be either kidnapped or, again, potentially responsible for killing someone and put on trial for it, and I have to defend you again. And then again! Yeah. Maya was useful in the fact that you got extra cases each game because she was stupid enough to get accused again! Yes! So we're thinking about the same thing. It's like, God damn it, Maya. Although in this game, I think our character, Ryu, is like Maya in that sense. Legally oblivious, because not a professional lawyer, although he is studying it now. He wasn't originally, so he's kind of a dope. You know, he's clueless, like Maya was. And he's always getting accused of shit. First two cases, we had to defend ourselves twice. I thought, actually, I was expecting the third case to be, we get to London and immediately we're accused of murder. I was surprised when that didn't happen. So in a way, it's like we're playing Maya now, and yeah. But Susato's, actually, she's really good. I like her as an assistant character. It was good when we had Iris as well, but I think Susato was better. Really, the identity of Mr. Ross's sweetheart has no bearing on the case. I think we should leave well alone. Yeah, I suppose you're right. Indeed, the intended recipient's address is missing. However, There is a name attributed to the man's most beautiful and charming sweetheart. Olive. Mr. Sholmes, please. I've already had to chastise you about this once. My undying love to you, my colourful darling, Olive Green. Ah. Oh, Olive Green. The woman who was plunged into a coma after a knife plunged into her back outside this house 5 days ago? The victim of the last case Sasaki-san was in court for, who regained consciousness only yesterday? Is it just chance that her name has come up now? Could it possibly be a mere coincidence? Mr. Naruhodo, whatever can this mean? Nothing, it's coincidence. Reading personal correspondence can have its merits, you see, Miss Susato. Oh. Me and a friend of mine around March this year, when drunk for fun, started making a game, Dutch our nationality like, giving each character a stereotypical Dutch name for his or her character traits. Oh, cool. Excellent. Alright, so, is there anything else in there? No. I don't think we have to present anything to this guy to move the case along. Maybe we'll see what he has to say about the capital offender article. Or maybe the picture with all the frigging handprints around it. Let's try that. Mr. Garrideb, could I show you this? It's been quite a couple of days, as you can imagine. I'm afraid I'm rather tired. I haven't really got the energy in the old eyeballs, to be honest with you. I know how that feels. Okay. When your eyeballs are out of charge, it's like, whoo. Alright, handprints on the wall. No, okay. No reaction to that either. A gas meter, maybe? Oh, yeah, okay, we can talk to him about this. Ah, an ultimate gas meter, yes. Decent fireplace in here, of course. No need for a gas stove. But there's nothing better than a gas lamp for reading in bed, eh? Actually, Mr. Natsumi mentioned the gas supply to his rooms keeps failing. Ah, yes, that. I had the gas company look into it. They couldn't find a thing wrong. The chap must have been imagining things. I don't think he was imagining it. The poor man woke up unable to breathe. I think it was put down to ghosts at work or some such in the end. Place must be haunted. Yes, because of course that would be the only reasonable excuse. No. Just a thought. With the letter and everything that he had, maybe... I don't know. Alright, it seems like we need to go and speak to Miss Green now about this situation. But guys, before we do, we're at the 2-hour mark, so it's time to take a break. Okay, so we're back with Olive Green now, and we're going to ask her about this guy who sent this letter to her. See if we can find out any more about what's going on here. Mr. Naruhodo, I've just finished speaking with the doctor. It seems Miss Green is well enough to be discharged at last. That is good news, but hopefully just before she leaves... Ah! What is it? Miss Green! Oh, what is going on? What was that? She just clearly hid something behind her back. One moment, I'll be with you in a jiffy. Oh, hello everyone. What are you all doing here? The doctor said I can be discharged, so I'm just getting my things together. Miss Green, what were you just doing? Oh, nothing, really. I was just about to take some medicine the doctor prescribed for me, that's all. Well, we were hoping to have another quick chat with you, if that's alright. I don't really have anything else to tell you. Alright, she's definitely behaving strangely. Let's see if we can coax something out of her. Tell me about the man in the picture! Let's see if I can poke at this. Oh, the envelope is green. Like that. That's the rest of it. But this is the bottle Miss Green was just about to drink from when we arrived. Yeah, she looked rather preoccupied, didn't she? Perhaps it's very bitter. I can't stand bitter medicine. I suppose that could be it. In fact, whenever a doctor prescribes me medicine for a number of days, I always take it all at once. What? No! Well, if you have to take something you don't like, it's best to get it all out of the way in one go, isn't it? Sure, overdose on it. Why not? Oh dear. And I thought it was Miss Green I should be worrying about at the moment. What a numbskull. This is the card Miss Green was looking at so intently before, isn't it? Mr. Naruhodo, we shouldn't be peeking at a young woman's private effects. Right, I should save the peeking for gentlemen's effects only, or when you're not here. You mustn't do that either. Maybe you, Miss Susato, shouldn't be peeking into a young man's mind either, hmm? Right. Okay, chitter-chatter. It's wonderful news you're going to be discharged, Miss Green. Oh yes, I mean, thank you. Once people are better, the hospital staff don't want them lingering and wasting space. Not people like me, anyway. So I don't think I should keep anyone waiting. I probably shouldn't stand around and chat. Doesn't seem to be in the mood to talk, that's for sure. Well, I'm just gonna hit her with the bombshell. Boom! Miss Green, we were hoping to ask you about someone. Mr. Duncan Ross. You knew him, didn't you? Oh shit, we killed her again. Oh. That's purple? Oh no, I'm sorry, the bottle of medicine fell down when she did. Oh, Miss Green, are you alright? Now she's rat food now. Just leave her on the floor. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to startle you like that. No, it's alright. I just wasn't expecting it. But how do you know about Duncan? Well, apart from the fact that you've got his picture there, and we've been trying to connect this to that for a while. Mr. Ross has had been writing a letter when he passed away. The landlord found it in his room. It was a very personal letter to you. It was at the art school. That's where I met Duncan, a year ago now. He was working to fund his studies. He dreamt of becoming a professional artist one day. The two of you became romantically involved? Yes, that's right. We were very much in love. We were engaged to be married actually. That's why he decided to move into a cheaper room to save money for the wedding. And that's what led him to Mr. Garideb? Yes, he told me he'd found the worst but cheapest room in the entire East End. He was right about that. And then 1 month ago, that's when it happened. We're so terribly sorry, Miss Green. Well, it's all in the past now, I suppose. Poor Miss Green. She looks desperately sad. I was starting to think that was her look. Now I see she has every reason to feel the universe is against her. I do hope you won't think I'm being rude, but... Would you mind fucking off now? I mean, would you mind leaving me in peace now? I have to leave the hospital soon. Oh, I'm so sorry, we didn't mean to hold you up. Of course, we'll be on our way. Mr. Naruhodo! Oh no. Surely you were not about to leave? That's quite out of the question. What, Mr. Sholmes? I didn't realize you were here. Are you following me? But of course I was, my dear fellow, watching intently from the shadows, as always. Well, make your presence known next time. Mr. Sholmes, what's this about? You can't see it now because the text box is in the way, but the rat is over by the poison. Well, it is. It's over by the medicine, and it's dead. She was about to drink poison. Something which occurs to me which, with some regularity, Miss Susato, is this. Why do detectives insist on such an ex post facto modus operandi? Why solve a case after it's happened, instead of preventing a case before it happens? That is what sets a great detective apart. What do you mean? What is this Minority Report bullshit? It didn't work for Tom Cruise, it won't work for you. There is a case waiting to happen under our very noses, Mr. Naruhodo. So let us avert disaster. Let us prevent this case from ever happening with nothing but careful observation. Alright. All the clues you need are set before you. You need only look, and you cannot fail to see. You can do it, Mr. Naruhodo. I know you can. Uh-huh. Well, we have the letter. I definitely feel as though this card must be relevant. I mean, when we first arrived, Miss Green was standing with it in her hand, and what can only be described as a very tense atmosphere. Yes, it may very well be related to whatever incident Mr. Sholmes believes was about to happen here. Perhaps we should ask Miss Green about it. Mr. Duncan Ross. Who would have ever thought he was engaged to be married to Miss Green? To lose one's beloved fiancé must be painful enough. But then Miss Green suffered that awful injury, and outside her fiancé's former lodgings too. Fate can be cruel sometimes. And again, begging the question as to why she was walking past it at the time. Yeah, so is there anything else before we look at the rat? Nothing else has changed, okay. Oh, the mouse. Not a rat, it's a mouse. The mouse seems to be dead. Look, I didn't notice it before, did you? I think perhaps it drank the medicine that spilled on the bottle. But that's the bottle Miss Green was about to drink from when we arrived. One wonders what it would do to her if she drank it. You don't think... Ah, I see you've come to appreciate the true nature of the scene. That of a tragedy about to take place. Yes, I think it's falling into place. Miss Green, the contents of the bottle you had before has spilled on the floor, and a poor mouse that drank it has sadly died. I'm going to have to arrest you for murder. Now, I think it's clear that the bottle must have contained a powerful poison. Don't worry, I will attend to the mouse presently. I don't think we have to worry about the mouse getting a dignified burial there, Susato. But if you wish to take it to the morgue and have them do an autopsy, by all means. I mean, it should probably be moved anyway for hygiene's sake. This is a hospital. Miss Green, were you intending to go the same way as that rodent? To take your own life? Ah! Once we left, you would have put that to your lips again, wouldn't you? And taken the poison? No! Oh god, she's down again. Miss Green, please, talk to us. Alright, so now we get to chat to her. 10 seconds later, and we would have arrived at the very different scene here. In all probability, we would not have enjoyed this most delightful conversation. Of course, perhaps it hasn't been quite so delightful from your perspective, Miss Green. Actually, in a way, now that everything's out in the open, I feel like a weight has been lifted. So tell me, how did you acquire that medicine? Well, with this being a hospital and all, when the doctor comes to examine me in the mornings, He always leaves the medicine cabinet open for a while, so I snuck this out when he wasn't looking. It conspicuously lacks a label. I wonder what it contains. I'm afraid I don't really know. But I thought if I drank it, it might just stop the pain somehow. Aww. Please, Miss Green, don't talk of such things. Well, it seems clear now that it does contain poison. Yes, that poor little mouse is proof of that. Oh no, it's all my fault. What have I done? I shall remove this to my office, Miss Green. I take it you have no objection? No, none. I mean, I would imagine, though, if you gave a mouse some human medication, especially strong stuff, it might still kill it. You know. But yeah, okay, look, we see the envelope much more closely now, and the shape of that, and that that's been torn off, it's the same end. Neither the sender's name or address appears to be written on the envelope or the card. It arrived by post at my home the day before the incident that put me in the hospital here. I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross. Come to the Slug and Salad on Briar Road at 5 PM on the 17th. Don't tell anyone else about this letter or the meeting. It is a matter of utmost importance. Wait a minute. The 17th of this month? That's the day that you were stabbed on Briar Road. Well, she wasn't stabbed. A knife fell into her. It's not like you're not being stabbed at that point. And 5 PM is precisely the time when the incident occurred. The Slug and Salad, yes. A pub on the northern corner of Briar Road. Briar Road being the street that Mr. Garrideb's house is on. Does this mean that... Yes, I'm sure you've guessed, that day when I was stuck in the back by the knife, I was actually on my way to the Slug and Salad. So that's going to be there probably. She was walking past, and then the knife fell onto her when she bent over to pick up the burnt book that came down through the window before it. So yeah, she would have been going there. Interesting. I love how everything just kind of ties together. You know, they're really well written. Goodness. So that's what you were doing on Briar Road that day? I'm sorry, I didn't say anything before. I think I really will have to ask you to excuse me now. I've told you everything. Yes, I'm very sorry to have had to drag up such painful memories for you. No, it's fine. Miss Green, please promise us you won't try to do anything like that again. Yes, don't worry. Your detective friend has the bottle now anyway. And besides, I've been stabbed in the back and had a close shave with a bottle of poison, and I'm still here. I think I'm destined to see things through to the end. It might sound a little conceited, but, well, that's how all this has made me feel. Alright, cool. Leaving Miss Green and St. Bartholomew's behind, we made our way back to Baker Street with Mr. Sholmes. Well, it would appear we've reached the end of the investigative trail for today. Yes, it's late. And Mr. Naruhodo, did you discover anything that may be of use in court tomorrow, do you think? Details about Mr. Shamspear, Mr. Garrideb's lodgings, a convict, Selden. There are many facets to the case, and we're yet to see or hear the heart of it, if you ask me. That's my feeling, anyway. I can't help wondering about the results of the analysis into Mr. Natsume's tea, you mean? Yes, will they have found the strychnine in it or not? Well, I fear that either way, it will be hard to escape the grip of our friend Mr. Reaper. Oh dear. Yes, Barak van Zykes. But I wish you every success, of course. And I thought, and though I was late to rise this morning, tomorrow will be a new dawn. I intend to spring from my bed at a crisp hour and attend the trial. Mr. Sholmes, you're going to come? Indeed, whatever happens, I shall be there, assuming my eyelids cooperate in the morning. Well, I think we've done all we can. All that's left is to remain focused and keep fighting for Mr. Natsume's cause until the very end. See, at some point, this is all going to come around to the, finding out why Mr. Sholmes didn't want them ever talking about this case again. Because that's the whole point of this flashback, is it's going to help figure out something to do with Giselle Brett's murder. London, the world's most prosperous city, home to some 6 million people. Away from the razzle-dazzle, down the back alleyways and behind bricked-up windows, the lonely lurk. Soseki-san had battled long and hard with loneliness during his many months here, so I feel honor bound to battle equally hard for my compatriot, to lift the curse that gripped him. And Mr. Sholmes said tomorrow would be a new dawn for all of us. Back in court. Oh my god, dude. Is he still pretending to be a cat? This is it then, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, it's time to put an end to this now. To the miserable curse that's been plaguing Mr. Natsume, and to everything. And in my own small way, I shall do everything I can to help you. I've always appreciated your help, Mr. Sato. Suffering Soseki selfishly sidelined. Good morning to you, Mr. Natsume. Good morning! Good morning, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Listen to you two, chatting happily as if the main player of today's trial isn't here. Why would you do that? Why? Oh dear, we didn't mean to cause offense, Mr. Natsume. He's trying to squeeze it. Squeeze it, dude. Come on, that constipation's terrible, but you can do it. I thought perhaps that because you had your eyes shut so tightly you were meditating, finding inner calm. It seemed wrong to disturb you. I was waiting. What's the matter, Mr. Natsume? You seem different today somehow. Why, naturally, that's because I've attained spiritual enlightenment. The path of literature, you see, is a journey to discover one's own death, or such like. That's the sort of morning conversation I was hoping for. That's why I had my eyes shut. I missed the signs, I'm afraid. Somehow, you'll have to forgive me. You mustn't talk of your path leading you to death, Mr. Natsume. That was just an example. Oh yes, there it is. The inner calm, I can see it. You barely came to see me at all yesterday. I was sure you'd abandoned me and returned to our beautiful long-distant homeland. I've not even been in Great Britain a week yet. Yes, well, anyway. I intend to set everything straight in court today. I'm determined to uncover the truth. I've actually reached an important decision myself. Oh, what sort of decision? I shall fill you in on it after the trial. All right. It would seem Mr. Sholmes isn't coming today after all. I mean, unless he's in the public gallery. It's a very clever message, I think. My dear fellows, you must win this battle on your own merits. Oh, so he sent a message. It's a very clear message, I think, that he's overslept again. The great detective, my arch nemesis. Long may he stay away, if you ask me. Defendant and your legal representative, the trial is about to begin. Make your way to the courtroom immediately. Today, once again, we face the Reaper. And when the Reaper stands for the prosecution, the defendant's fate is sealed. But I don't believe in that legend any more than I believe in Soseki-san's curse. The truth is hidden here somewhere, and I won't let it escape me. I have to keep believing in my client and keep fighting to the very end, that's all. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. I call upon the counsels for the prosecution and the defense to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution is ready. Yes, the defense is ready. Very good. Now I call upon the 6 ladies and gentlemen of the jury, chosen by lot to represent the will of the people in this trial. Are you ready to proceed? Absolutely, justice will be done. You mark my words. I feel obliged to say, I feel especially ruthless on days when my hat is sitting just right. Oh, well, I wonder if you could adjust my hat for me, and please, be as ruthless as you like. Whoa, you two need to slow down. Thieves deserve to die if you ask me, especially gas thieves. I've no sympathy for the man at all. Look, I said it yesterday, I'll say it again now. I don't have time for this, I've got my own problems. Oh, may the Lord show us the light here and lead his flock to the righteous verdict again today. Now, Lord Van Zykes, what can you tell us? Other than that the daylight obviously burns you. The prosecution's report, please, for the court, in relation to the theory expounded by the defense yesterday regarding the defendant's tea. So he does have the results. First, though, since it's like before 10 AM, let's have a glass of wine. Before the prosecution delivers the black news about the black tea belonging to the blackguard in the dock. Pray allow me a moment to savour a liquid of a mere sanguine hue. In fact, I'll defer to the good detective for the report. Here's to you, Inspector. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. As indicated by the defense, we found a bar of soap outside the victim's windows in the snow, and there was indeed a frozen reddish liquid in a little depression in the top of it. Yes, that's the tea. That's what Mr. Natsume brought with him that night. Well, the brains at the yard analysed it, and yes, you're right, it was tea. And there wasn't a trace of strychnine or any other toxic substance in it. No poison at all. In other words, the tea that the defendant brought with him to the victim's room is innocent. It's in the clear. What a revelation! But that's it, can we all go home now? Quick end to the case, early lunch? As I suspected. This makes it quite clear. The defendant, Mr. Soseki Natsume, is blameless. Oh, okay. Maybe not. My learned friend is jumping to conclusions again, a typical Nipponese reaction. What? Yes, it is true, no poison was found in the few drops of liquid recovered from the soap on the window ledge. But what logic is that? Would you take a drop from the Thames and conclude the water in the ocean isn't salty? My word, the water in the ocean is extremely salty, Counsel. Are you always in that kind of mood this morning? Exactly. Unfit for drinking, just as the victim's tea was on the night in question, as the court has already heard. Bitter was the precise word from the lips of Mr. William Shamspeare, whom the prosecution now calls back to the stand. Well, here we go. Very well, I will uphold the prosecution's requests. Mr. Shamspeare. Yes, it sounds like we're going to have another confrontation with our theatrical friend. Bailiff, show Mr. Shamspear to the stand. Mr. William Shamspear, the victim of this despicable crime. Oh heaven, oh hell, do you command me to remember? Forsooth, 'twas I, Shamspear, did have a belly full of the foul fluid given to me, given in mine innocence. Yes, but as was revealed in yesterday's proceedings, the witness is not as innocent as we had perhaps first been led to believe. By using the bars of soap such as this, he has been stealing gas from the supply company, yes. One may smile and be a villain. Forsooth, 'twas I, Shamspear, did have a room full of the sweet fuel given. That's right, fellow jurors, don't forget this man is a rotten thief. I haven't forgotten. Keep all that in, about the ice coins a tidy secret, didn't you? You should have owned up sooner. Arrest him, I say. Arrest him at once, and let him feel the sting of my tail. Oh, indeed, by dint of vile and cowardly means I have plotted to further mine own ends, I confess. Thou wouldst not pardon my sins of that, I'm sure. If you acknowledge your wrongdoing, what exactly are you doing here? Cowards die many times before their deaths. That's not the exact quote. And for a coward such as I, death be well deserved. But would it that a single greater crime passeth unpunished? For lo, the hairy-faced gentleman of the far east, that Verona did contrive to poison me. But there was no poison in the tea found in your room. The police have attested to that. What the defense would assert is an inconsistency will quickly be cleared up by the witness's testimony. Is that not so, Mr. Shamspear? Verily, my liege, I would most gladly speak. Very well, let the witness testify to explain the inconsistency. Tell the court why it is that the poison apparently entered your body, though none was found in the tea. This ought to be good. The Japanese man did come to my chamber with tea brewed in a pot. 'Twas in my cup alone that the wicked miscreant secretly poured his wicked poison. Whilst feigning distraction in our debate, ne'er did a drop of his own drink pass his lips. When he departed, and by and by, I did use the tea that remained in his cup to make my coins of ice. Thus 'tis no surprise that poison not be found in the tea I did pour into the moulds of soap. So he's saying that Natsume did not drink his tea. And yet, Natsume's cup is clean. Shamspear's is not. There is no tea ring on the inside of Mr. Natsume's cup. So we can bust him with this. The poison was slipped into the cup after the tea had been poured. The normal way for the poison to be administered in my experience. Quite, otherwise it would be quite disastrous for the poisoner if he were to mix the cups up, for instance. But no poison bottle was found at the scene, because quite simply the Nipponese took the bottle back to his own room. Yes, Ryu, do not embarrass yourself by bringing stuff like that up. The absence of a vessel containing the poison only becomes problematic when considering suicide. Ugh, I knew that. Yes, you did, so why did you say it, you idiot? By now it should be perfectly clear. A bar or two of cheap soap is wholly insufficient to wash the deep stains of guilt from the accused's hands. Ooh, that was a good one. Ah! Sirs, madams, 'tis true that I, Shamspear, be a common thief of gas. But, listen here, ladies and gentlemen. I like I was just able to just straighten it out like, whoop. What is that, made of rubber? Wherefore would I lie? Verily I have no cause, I have naught to lose. Well, I do declare. Well, I do declare. I'm getting the vapors. Thank you for your testimony, witness. Counsel, proceed with the cross-examination. Yes, my lord. It's going to come down to him saying that Natsume didn't drink his tea, which is why the poison tea, well, which is why the tea that was in the soap bars wasn't poison, because he knows he can't get away by lying by saying, I didn't drink the tea, I used it in the thing. It's like, oh, because there was no poison in it anyway, and I didn't actually drink poison from the tea. Oops. I had to drink my tea, so I'll tell them that, and then I'll say that Natsume didn't drink his, just in case he got poison in his own tea by accident, and then I used his tea when he left. But we know that there was no tea in that cup because it had no ring in it, because it hadn't sat long enough. The guy drank it down hot. So really, it's the other way around. Or maybe he poured himself a second cup. Did he not? He did come to his chamber with tea in a brewed pot. Okay, let's press that. I understand you were already acquainted with Mr. Natsume, is that correct? I know thee not, old man. Fall to thy prayers. Do I know thee? Or know thee not? Methinks 'tis all I can know that thy destiny mingles with mine. You've lost me at the first thee. Zounds, sir. Thou must learn English tongue before thou turns thy hand to lawyering. Yes, I will learn Elizabethan English that was written by a man who made up a lot of words. That'll teach me everything I need to know. I did, but I must have missed the archaic Elizabethan lecture. Verily and in truth, 'twas a fine flavoured brew, though a drop of poison did barb its sweetness, as the thorn doth barb the sweet rose. That, dear friends, be the simplest truths. Listen to Mr. Shamspeare, he seems in even better form than he was yesterday. Either that or I'm in worse form. That fated evening after I did dine at Grubb's Grubbery, a local alehouse of good report, naught did pass my lips but the tainted black tea. But behold, the poison was not in the tea at first. 'Twas in my cup. The wicked miscreant secretly poured the wicked poison. Are you saying that you saw the moment when the poison was added to your tea? To have witnessed the act and then drank the tea? Thou dost describe the actions of a fool. Quite so, quite so. But no one likes going thirsty, do they? I love how he drops the thespian talk when he bends the staff. Sooner would I die quenched than parched. Would I have the choice? Actually, on the night in question, the water main was frozen, I believe, wasn't it? Were it not for the tea, in sooth, I would sooner have died frozen than quenched or parched. Right, no ice coins means no heating. The witness had more than one brush with death on the night in question, it would seem. Remind the court, Mr. Shamspeare, as to whether the accused drank any of the tea which he brought with him. With the greatest of pleasure, my liege. Whilst feigning distraction in our debate, near did a drop of his own tea drink past his lips. Let's get him to clarify that. The teacup Mr. Natsume drank from was found to be completely empty at the scene. Let's not forget the defendant's maxim, drink tea while it's hot. I did gulp from the poisoned cup that night, and in mine agony did I writhe uncontrolled. In fits of pain I did knock the fellow's cup and its contents spilt as blood from a gaping wound, methinks. Though certainly 'twas after I had made the coins of ice from his tea. An upset cup was found on the table and the victim was slumped over. There is no contradiction here. It's true there was no tea left in either cup that we found at the scene. But still, something about this statement is troubling me. Yes, of course. I know what it is. It's Mr. Natsume's wise drink tea while it's hot maxim, isn't it? Well, no, a way to prove that he did that. I'm not sure that's it. It's the tea ring, Ryu. Come on, keep up with us. Thank you, witness. Now reiterate for the court what it is that occupied you after your guest left and before you drank your tea.